SLC Sunday experience. You are in the right place at the right time, and your soul is welcome here, and we're going to sing about it.
That's right. Your soul is welcome here, and you are in the right place at the right time. So let's all sing about it. Here we go. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In the right place, I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In my soul, oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome. Your soul is welcome. Our souls are welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul, oh, 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 my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome, is welcome, is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah, baby.
Our souls are welcome here. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Paul Sanchez. How are you? And it's right here.
I am right in the right place at the right time. And so good to see you, Reverend Phillips. We greet you in the name of all that is good, all that is sacred, and all that is holy, and in the warm and loving energy of our spiritual community. Spiritual Life Center honors all people, worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and the beautiful temples of nature, because there is no place that God does not grace. If this is your first time joining us, we especially welcome you, because we know that you are not here by accident. You are here by
Appointment.
and we are so glad you kept your appointment. Please silence your electronic devices and wear your mask properly, both inside and in the courtyard, and refrain from flash photography during the service.
Thank you, Paul. And as we move into our service, let's take a moment to center ourselves and allow the outside world to drop away for just a few minutes as we come together in light and love and joy, knowing that our divine appointment is to connect with each other, whether we are on site or online, because there is no geography in consciousness. There is oneness, and we may feel separation in terms of what we see, but we know that within our hearts there is one heart, there is one mind, there is one soul. And so we come together to listen and learn and to share and be together in the highest and best vibration possible, so that we all move forward out into the world and take this love and light and joy with us. thereby improving the world one person, one smile, one heartbeat at a time. And so it is. And here at Spiritual Life Center, we have a mission. And our mission is, together, to transform lives as we love, serve, and remember. And the way that we do that is we follow our unity principles. And the unity principles is really good for us to say them because it helps us integrate it into our own consciousness and also gives us something to tell people when they ask us, what we do and what we teach. So let's say these together. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God, and we must take action. And one of the actions that we take between January 30th and April 3rd, which are the dates between the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King, is the Season for Nonviolence. It is a way to demonstrate that every person can move in the world in a direction of peace through their daily nonviolent choices and actions. Imagine a community that honors the dignity and worth of every human being. A Season for Nonviolence is an international educational media grassroots campaign dedicated to demonstrating that nonviolence is powerful. It's a powerful way to heal, transform, and empower our lives and our communities. And during this time, we at each service have a reading, and then the person doing the reading talks a little bit about what that reading meant for them. And for the 11 o'clock service, we have Mr. George Piper of the Board of Trustees. Over there, George.
Did you say Mr.?
I said Mr.
Thank you. Wow, look at all the people. I am so glad to see so many of you here. A lot of us are getting back kind of in the groove. It's great to see. So here is the affirmation for today. Today I use words that lift and inspire others. As I go about the activities of my day, I take the opportunity to bless each person that I meet. I know that the words I use can have a powerful influence on others, so I choose my words with love and wisdom. I honor the sacredness of each blessed being I meet on this path, so that I become an instrument of God's love and joy. I realize the importance of my words when I compare them to the ripples of a small pebble makes when it is tossed into a pond. In just this way, my words move into the world in ever-expanding circles, blessing each one they touch. My words are a beautiful symphony that bring peace to everyone I meet. I choose words that are a soothing balm to all my spiritual brothers and sisters. Thank you, God, for the gift of words that uplift and inspire everyone I encounter. So when I read that, my first reaction was, wow, that's a tall order, at least for me. Now, I do realize that this is an affirmation, and that the idea behind affirmations is that reaffirming and reaffirming and reaffirming may cause a manifestation of the affirmation being made. However, for me, and I suspect for some of you, it's not easy. With this affirmation in mind, I do intend to always choose my words with love and wisdom. But I do take off-ramps that temporarily allow my ego to win. Fortunately, today I'm able to get back on the freeway fairly rapidly because I am aware when an off-ramp has been taken. I'm telling you this because I did not want to leave you with the impression that what I just read was how I always show up, because I do not. And by reaffirming this affirmation may or may not result in any kind of manifestation. And I might not ever know whether or not it does. I must accept this as being okay. However, if it is a challenge for me to accept, here is a way I may become aware that is manifested. When I first saw what I was to address, That being, today I use words that lift and inspire others. My first thought was, I don't even know if I lift and inspire others. And therefore also I do not know if the words that I use lift and inspire others. But what I do know is what my intention is. A quote from Maya Angelou's comes to mind. She once said, I've learned that people will forget what you said, and that people will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you make them feel. So I just hope that when I talk to people about the consciousness that I internally embrace, and the one that has changed my life, and that is of embracing the thought that no one and nothing is against me, people will feel like they would want to, you can obviously see I did not memorize this. They would want to, that's not mine. They would want to embrace the consciousness, or at least explore another way of transforming into who they are meant to be. Then I will know that my words have been an inspiration, and as the affirmation says, they will move into the world into ever-expanding circles. So I know my 3 minutes is up, but I'm sorry. I'm just compelled to share this with you because it's something that just happened this morning, and I think that it was totally God's work, and that it does show that, it tells me that there definitely is a divine order. So Diane has a habit of reading the daily word every day, almost every day. I hit and miss, maybe mainly miss, I'm not sure. Anyway, she comes to me with this, and she has read this already, and she says, George, guess what? And I said, what? She hands this to me. Sunday, February 20th, 2022, inspiration. So I feel compelled to read this because this kind of brings it all together. It talks about what inspires me, and I really feel that there's a flow that what inspires me can come through me and out to you, and basically the universe. I am grateful to those who inspire me. I admire and respect the sacred calling and work of innovative and groundbreaking thinkers and leaders. The work they have done to forge new paths and lead humanity in new directions inspires me. I've heard inspiration described as the breath of God, an inner quickening. This quickening is mine as I forge new paths and boldly journey forward, creating my life anew. To keep divine inspiration flowing, I make time to rest in contemplative stillness. I begin each day with a prayer and for a receptive mind and heart. I pray for the courage and clarity to release my rigid expectations. I live in a state of gratitude for the inspiration that flows from God and the opportunity to share it.
I'll take care of that. Thank you, George. Inspiring as always. So on Wednesday, March 2nd, well, it's Ash Wednesday. So we are going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to observe Ash Wednesday with an extended meditation called Reflections on the 12 Powers. Reverend James Trapp and I will guide you on a meditative journey through 12 spiritual concepts that will lead you gently into the Lenten season, the 40 days of Lent. Laurie Shiflett and Paula Mandela are preparing beautiful chants to accompany our meditations, and that will lead us into the Lenten season with love and compassion. And we are not doing the ashes. We're still being a little cautious, and we thought we would maybe wait till next year. But it's a wonderful, wonderful meditative service. So we would love to see you all here. Of course, it's going to be online as well, but it's 7 o'clock Wednesday, March 2nd.
All right, so mark your calendars. And on Sunday, March 6th at 1 o'clock p.m. on-site or via Zoom, meet with Reverend James and Board President Sally Sion for an information session on becoming a community member of SLC. Whether this is your first time or you have been here a while, we invite you to come learn about community membership, ask questions, and get to know some of our community leadership. Find more information on our website and register in the members section.
Do you feel lucky? Do you feel charmed? Then join us for Lucky Charm Bingo on Friday, March 11th. There'll be games, prizes, contests, and of course, lots of laughter. And if you want to connect in person, don your lucky coat and your top hat and join us on site, or settle in with a mug of green tea and meet us online. We will play from 7 to 8:30, and you can register for Lucky Charm Bingo on our website or at the hub if you are here with us today.
On March 9th, Reverend Linda Martella Whitsett will begin a 4-week Zoom class called Empowering Prayer on Affirmative Prayer Enrichment Training. Here is Linda with a personal invitation.
Hi friends, I'm Reverend Linda. I serve proudly as the leader of Silent Unity, which is Unity's 24/7 worldwide prayer ministry. I'm also an author and a teacher of Unity principles, which is why I'm thrilled to have been invited to offer a series of classes about the principles and practices of Unity prayer when we pray with others. I know that I've, through the years, been through thoughts that maybe you're having, thoughts like, I want to understand more deeply how to support someone in prayer messages that move them, but also move them to act, right? To demonstrate truth for themselves. I longed so to understand this more that I wrote about it, I studied, I taught my way to where I am today, and hoping that some of what I have learned along the way might be useful for you. In fact, if you've been praying with others for a long while, I still believe there's something here for you, just as there is always for me. Imagine rising to greater levels of clarity in prayer, being able to provide messages that empower those you pray with to really live into the truth that is revealed through the prayer session. To do what Myrtle Fillmore said, it's not enough and our work is only half done unless we give those with whom we pray an explanation of the Christ principles by which they can prove truth for themselves. When you lend your realized consciousness of prayer to those you pray with, you shine the light of a truth that they now have a chance to find within themselves. A principle to claim and by which they can live their life going forward. Well, more about this, about the nature of God, about your divine identity when we meet. You know what to do. Enroll in this series. I can hardly wait to be with you.
This is a wonderful opportunity to interact with Reverend Linda. Register for this class online or at the hub.
And Paul, one of the things we left out is that this is a Zoom class, so it will be all on Zoom. Of course, it's a Zoom class. And also, she talks a lot in there about praying with other people, and that is probably the emphasis of the class. But you're welcome to come anyway. In fact, we encourage everyone to come because you know what, Paul? If you're comfortable praying with other people, it enhances your own personal prayer life, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Yeah. So we hope to see a lot of you sign up for the class.
Yeah, and remember, the way to find out what's happening at SLC is to go to our website. On site, you can peruse the bulletin board, then go to the hub to sign up for an event.
Would our Board of Trustees and prayer chaplains please stand? The Board of Trustees wear the purple ribbons on their name badges, and they are here to guide, shape, and provide oversight of our community operations. And so if you have any questions about SLC, what we're doing, where we're going, feel free to go up and talk to them. See, we've got George and we've got Claudia, and thank you so much. Oh, and Penelope up here in front. And then our prayer chaplains are here to hold us in confidential prayer during our human journey of joy as well as challenge. They wear the white stoles, and they'll be in the courtyard after the service to pray with you, should you need that.
And we love to welcome our newcomers. So in a moment, we will ask those of you here with us to raise your hand. There are many ways to connect at SLC, and you can get more information about small groups, events, and classes by filling out the online welcome card. If you are on site and you raise your hand, you can fill out the card and take it to the welcome table in the courtyard, where you will receive a special gift and a warm welcome.
So if you're here for the very first time, please raise your hand and keep it up. And excuse me. And we will ask you to wear the ribbon on the left side near your heart so that we can greet you and offer you a heartfelt and warm welcome, SLC welcome. Thank you for joining us on your unique path today. Let us all stand and welcome our newcomers and each other.
So lovely. All right, everybody, we're going to sing a Karen Drucker tune together. This tune is called Starting My Day. I don't know about you, but I start my day with coffee and lots of loves from my dog. It's essential. How do you start your day? Do you start your day with love?
That's
Do
a
you?
good idea.
Yeah, it is. What about peace? Do you start your day with peace, Paula?
Yes.
Yes. And start your day with joy. Just roll with it. Always. Here we go. Sing with me. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Oh. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. Sing with me. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Oh yeah. And peace, peace. Let's take it up. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Oh, and joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Let's be joyful now. And joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. So I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. Oh, I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. Oh, I start my day with love, yeah. I start my day with peace, yeah. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. You may be seated.
Yes, good way to start the day. So I invite you now to speak out loud together our vision statement. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions, weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom. We cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet. And now, in preparation for meditation, I just invite you to drop down into your heart, get comfortable in your chair, and really ensoul these words as you sing them. We speak them every week. It's our mission statement to love, serve, and remember. Let's really dig in for what that means for each of us individually as we just affirm our unique purpose on this planet.
Why have we come to earth? Do you remember? Why have we taken birth? Why have we come to love, serve, and remember? To love, serve, and remember. Why have we come to earth? Oh, do you remember? Why have we taken birth? Why have we come to love, serve, and remember? To love, serve, and remember. 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 To love, serve, and remember.
Love, serve, and remember. Remember why we are on earth. Hafiz wrote why we are not here. He writes, We have not come into this exquisite world to hold ourselves hostage from love. A wise teacher taught me that only two things exist: love or a call for love, and that this is often hidden from our awareness in our deepest self. As we prepare for meditation, create an intention to meet and reconnect with the love in your deepest self. Sit comfortably in your chair, close your eyes, relax your shoulders, and please take a deep breath with me. As you release, allow yourself to let go, especially of anything holding you hostage from love. If you are willing, place one hand on your heart. Once again, inhale love and release any remaining blockages keeping you from your deepest self. Feel the tender touch of your hand on your heart. Say to yourself, I love you and I am listening. Keep breathing and repeat, I love you and I am listening. Allow any feelings to come up. Notice where in your body these feelings are emerging. Is it the abdomen, the heart, the throat? You might feel joy, a discomfort, a raw nerve, a memory, or even a tear wanting to come out. It doesn't really matter. There is only love or call for love. Simply stay with the feeling. There is no need to think or analyze. Just feel it. Stay connected to your body. Try not to deprive yourself of this moment. Allow your deepest self to emerge. It is loving and asking for love. Gently lean forward slightly into your deepest self. Allow love to fill your sweet soul. You are safe, safe in the arms of love. Once again, silently say to your deepest self, I love you, and I am listening in the silence. Return your awareness to the present moment. Your body will let you know when it is time to open your eyes. Throughout the day, keep breathing in and out. Love in and love out. So why did we come to earth? consider reframing what Hafiz said. We have come into this exquisite world to free ourselves, to be loving, and to be loved. May it be so.
Love is a verb, it ain't a thing. It's not something you own, it's not something you scream. When you show me love, I don't need your words. Yeah, love ain't a thing. Love is a verb. Love ain't a thing. Love is a verb. Love ain't a crutch. It ain't an excuse. No, you can't get through love on just a pile of IOUs. Love ain't a drug, despite what you've heard. Yeah, love ain't a thing. Love is a verb. Love ain't a thing. Love is a verb. So you gotta show me. Show me. You gotta show me that love is a verb. You gotta show me. Show me. You gotta show me that love is a verb. Love ain't a thing. Love is a verb.
It's a verb. Thank you, ladies, gentlemen. You know, I'm sure that you can tell that we have some coordination of theme here between the colors, and then the song matches basically what the talk is. What we don't do is we don't coordinate between the meditation and the talk. So I write the talk, or Reverend James writes the talk, and then I do the meditation, or Paul does the meditation, or Reverend Janae does the meditation, and I am always blown away at how much the meditation is like Spirit's out's going, okay, you write this part, and you write this part, and when you come together, you're all just talking about the same thing. It is so cool. So you're going to hear a lot of repetition today, which is cool. Love is not a thing. It's not tangible, but we talk about it all the time like we know what it is. And most of us know what love feels like, but I suspect in many ways we don't really understand it. And when I went to the dictionary to look up love, I found it said an intense feeling of deep affection. Okay. And this can apply to romance or physical interaction, and it can be a great interest in something that you find pleasure in. I mean, think of all the things that you say that you love. And then I looked up agape, and Reverend James actually mentioned this the first week of this series. And what this particular dictionary used to define agape was simply brotherly love. So agape was more than just this personal love. It's like we love everybody. And someone a little while ago told me that I think in Greek there are so many words for, it's sort of like there's 1,000 words for snow with the Eskimos. There's all these different words for love with the Greeks. But all of these definitions refer to interaction with our material world. Think about, right? And so we attach many names or categories to love. Now, I have this image of the bulk food bins at the grocery store, and they're labeled parental love, romantic love, self-love, conditional love, unconditional love. Now, unconditional love costs more because there's no additives. Platonic love, pure love, and then, of course, please use the scoop and, write the number on the twist tie and add it to the bag. That's how I was just like, okay, I picked from this bin of love and this bin of love and this bin of love. And all this labeling and sorting is a distraction. In our quest to find or do love correctly, we get lost, or at least I'm very confused a lot of the time, and probably some of you are too. We get caught up in the idea that one sort of love is higher or better than brand X love. And we get tied up because we don't think we have enough love. Or we think we can do it better. Or we get into a deservability mentality. I don't deserve that. He doesn't deserve, they don't deserve my love. And it's all because we have forgotten, or perhaps never realized, the one truth. Love is. It is here, now, permeating this room, permeating our bodies, permeating everything. Love is the creative energy of this world. Love is the energy that makes us, and it makes us who we are. We are never, ever without love. And a good way to imagine this is to think about fish swimming around in water. It's part of their environment. They probably don't think about, okay, we're going to talk about fish thinking. That's a whole other talk. But if they're not probably going around thinking about the water. We don't think about the air. I mean, we do, but what I'm saying is, we just live in the air. And the air is love. It is, and it is part of our environment, and it's what we live, move, and breathe in is love. And just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. The way we recognize love is through our feeling nature, as Paul mentioned in the meditation. Now, our opening definition of a feeling of intense affection, that's good, but what does that really mean? It's a physical feeling that we're talking about here. What does love feel like to you? Is it warm? Does it tingle? Do you feel peaceful and calm? Maybe you feel centered and safe. But you might say also that love is an emotion. Now, for the purposes of this talk, I'm going to separate feeling and emotion, and I'm going to suggest that feelings are the sensation that you have in your body, while emotion is the feeling plus story. So emotion is the story you build around your feeling. Okay. So, you might feel a little bit nervous, and then you write a story about why you do that. Love is always active, and we feel it in different ways. The feeling that you have for a child is deep, but it's probably not easy to describe until you put a story to it. I love her warmth. You've got that feeling, but now you've written the story that you like her warmth and her joy. I love how smart he is. I just love them. These descriptions are for the benefit of others. I don't usually feel the need to explain to myself why I love something or someone. But since we like to interfere in each other's lives, we might be asked why we love a certain person or a certain thing. And so when asked, we manufacture reasons because honestly, when you love someone, you just do. You just love them. Because love is. Love is here, now. Now, there's a saying that you can't choose who you fall in love with. Some of you have had that experience, I'm sure, and most of us know this is true. Some of the very best stories of relationships I have ever heard are about people who were considered to be the most unlikely of couples and most unlikely of partners, and yet they had this wonderful, 50-year relationship. Love is. As I thought about this topic, it struck me that everything I was pondering related to the idea that love somehow lives outside of us. We look for love. We give love. We take love away. We take love, we throw it away. We withhold love. We think love dies. But since love is simply the active energy in our lives, there's nothing to give. There's nothing to take or lose or destroy. So why do we have that perception that there is a lack of love? The perception of the lack of love comes from the fog of fear. A Course in Miracles teaches that you cannot have love and fear together in the same place at the same time. You can either have one or the other. And for a long time, I thought that meant that if I was in fear, there was no love. It was gone. It didn't exist. It had dissolved. There was no love to be had. And I had to get rid of all my fear to get love back in. But then I realized, and I realize now, that love is present always. Love never changes or never wavers. It's just there. But when we are feeling fearful, our emotions, our stories, create a sort of fog that covers up or crowds out our perception of love. And here's an example. And those of you who have reared children will probably identify with this. And those of you who haven't will probably too. It's like a child runs into the street, is almost hit by a car, and you rush into the street and you hug the child and you kiss them and you're so relieved and the love is flowing, and then you yell at the kid for running into the street. And then you give them a lecture about looking both ways. Well, what happened there? The love didn't go away, but the fear was taking over at that point. And I was thinking, okay, so I'm talking about kids, but I was thinking about there's a few older people here, and we probably do that same thing with each other when it's going down those steps, or, one of the other things where the whole idea of falling might come into play. And what we do is oh, thank God you're okay. What the heck are you doing? And so that fear, it's just kind of comes up and we lose our place. Love is there. It's right there. And in those instances, I think that love and fear are intermingled. But for a moment, the fear becomes the dominant energy. Think about the times that you have the experience of fear and love commingling. Well, maybe not right now because I have more to say, but think about it later. The other thing that A Course in Miracles says or taught me is you are never upset for the reason you think. Now that is as far as I ever got in A Course in Miracles, because at the age of, I think I was 32 or something, I got to that lesson in A Course in Miracles. I read that line, it knocked me back, it totally rearranged my brain, and I'm not exaggerating, and it changed my life. It was like, oh, if I'm upset, there might be some other reason than what's in front of me. And so it showed me how to step back and consider what was going on inside of me. And this is really the same thing that the quantum living training is teaching us now. They say, no one and nothing is against me. Well, I'm not upset for the reason I think. Same thing, different words. We're never going to rid ourselves of fear, and some fear is helpful, like the fear of being run over by a car or burning yourself on the stove. We have a basic survival instinct for a reason, obviously, but you might notice that type of what I would call fear is not uppermost in any of our minds. I mean, when I get ready to go cross the street, I don't stand there in fear like I'm going to get run over. but I am standing there making sure that there is no cars coming before I take that step. You would probably call that common sense. But on some level, that's the survival instinct kicking in. Reverend James will also say, so that's one kind of fear, but Reverend James will also say that anger and discomfort often come from the fear of loss. Now, that loss may be the death of a loved one, or being laid off from a job, or the breakup of a relationship, those really big, life-changing things. And of course, those are going to trigger some fear and discomfort. That's normal. What we often miss is that even small things can trigger that same reaction. What if your favorite plant withers, or you lose your favorite earring, or your favorite ballpoint pen? What if you lose the photos off of your phone? See? Loss is loss. I actually recently lost a whole bunch of my artwork from my electronic device. And I'm still having this little inside me. Loss is loss, and we feel it, and then we turn it into emotion with a story. And then the fog of fear clouds our minds, and we lose sight of love. Yet even in our moments of abject fear, we can get a glimmer of love. It's in our peripheral vision. We mistakenly think that love is trying to come back in. But love is not trying to come back in, because it never left. Love never left. It just got fogged over. And those glimmers are the places where the fog has thinned. That glimmer brings hope. And with hope, the fog begins to dissolve even more. I do find it interesting that though we chop love into categories, lots of categories, we don't tend to do that with fear as much. Basically, it's just fear. I mean, we could say I'm afraid of something, but we don't call it like parental fear or unconditional fear or any of those names. It's just fear. And I want to think of that because love is the primary source or energy, and it expresses in so many different ways. And maybe the other thing is that we react to fear in the moment, react to it. The way I feel when I look at all of you is different from how I feel when I'm with my husband, and different again when I play with my sweet new cat, Maxwell. He's hilarious. It feels different when I close my eyes and turn my face to the sun. The feelings are more intense or less intense depending on the situation. But no matter what the category, love is expressing. Love is loving us all the time. I prefer to try to stay away from the measuring levels of spiritual energy, the idea of higher and lower vibrations, or higher and lower love, and that is one of those measurements. But it is also a natural thing for us to do. We humans like to measure things, partly because it makes us think we know what we're doing and maybe we might be in control of something. Maybe. But we do. We live in a world of vibration, and vibration and frequency are measurable. But a low vibration is not necessarily bad. We have a bass player, not bad. Low vibration. he plays low vibration with a high vibration. And the same thing with a high vibration. You've got something vibrating too high and too fast, it might explode. So, these categories, we have to pay attention to what we're naming. And we need context for those measurements. And I think when it comes to love, there's a spectrum, from the material love to physical love to romantic love, all the way up into what we might call unconditional love. Unconditional love, how much do we talk about that in unity? I think unconditional love is probably the love that just is. Just is. We feel it and don't quantify it, we don't qualify it, and we get there when the emotional fog is when the emotional fog is lifting and we can see clearly that there is not a reason to not love. And you're able to accept people for who they are. You know, you're aware of the earth-plane circumstances around them. You love them anyway. The conditions around them dissolve. Love is. Now, I know many people who work really hard at unconditional love because they think it's a spiritual requirement. Now, I haven't seen the book on spiritual requirements, so if any of you have one, I would like to see it. But this is one of the ones that people seem to think is. And we live in a material world full of distractions and fear. So to fulfill this requirement, we adopt the mindset of achieving unconditional love or achieving pure love. We can't achieve love because love is not a goal we can set. Love is never not present. Love is what makes us who we are. And not attaining unconditional love on a 24/7 basis does not make us spiritual failures. We just need to cultivate the ability to put away fear and resentment, clear our emotional windshield, so to speak, and allow ourselves to simply feel, to be. The real goal of prayer and meditation is to clear the way so that we can be in love. I'm not saying be in love, I'm saying be in love. And notice that I don't say so we can receive love. Receiving love implies that love is lacking and that it comes from somewhere else, that I have to bring it in from somewhere out there. Love is here now, active, alive. You know, many of you have a story about the first time you stepped into SLC. And some say that you cried even before you heard a song or a meditation or a Sunday talk. You felt like you had come home and you wept. It happened to me the first time I set foot in a metaphysical church at the age of 25. Each one of us who had that experience felt like we had stepped right into love. Now, you may be surprised to learn something. You didn't walk into a place that had more love than any other place. You walked into a place that didn't foster fear. You walked into a place that didn't have as much fear. It had more love apparent. So you were able to feel that love in all its glory. This distinction is really important because it helps us know that the love is always there. It just gets covered up. Now, I want to say that love always rises to the top. I want to say that, but sometimes fear is so thick and heavy that love gets buried. And I think we all have that experience. But this is when we need to take our own action. Not to find love, not to give love, not to know love, but to be love. Love expresses love. Love isn't something that you learn to do. Love is what you learn to be. Being love is not a conscious, deliberate action. Being love is walking through life without the fog of fear clouding your energies, running your stories. Will we all be pure love all the time? Probably not. But we can realize that love is here, now. And when we realize that love is not something to find or achieve, but to discover, the more likely we will transcend our fears and then immerse ourselves in love and transcend space and time and become one. Because love is here, now, always. Thank you. So next week, Reverend James will be back. He's sort of taking a few days off to celebrate his birthday, which is Tuesday. And I won't say anything about which number he's hitting, but it's kind of like this. I'm welcoming him to the decade. Anyway, he will be back next week with the magic of authentic dialogue, and we will have Ann Roach with us, and Larry, and Soul Light Connection, and Reverend Janae will be doing the meditation. So now as we move into the time for our offering, this is the time that allows you to support Spiritual Life Center and continue helping our message go out into the community, out into the world. And if you want to give, you can text SLC Love at 44321. You can go to our website and click on the donate button. Of course, you can always send in a check. Any way that you feel that you want to keep your prosperity in circulation and share with us is helpful to us and helpful to the world. So let us join together in saying our offering blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
Well, I hope you're ready to help me out with some vocals here when it comes time. Hopefully you'll be inspired.
Yes. It's time to take a stand. Brothers and sisters, join hands and let love rule. Oh, you gotta let love rule. You gotta. You gotta let love rule. Love transcends all space and time. Our love can make a little baby child smile. Oh, can't you see this won't go wrong, yeah. Oh, you know you gotta be strong. We can't do this alone. We gotta let love rule. 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 Take it away, Russell. Let me hear that guitar. Oh, you know we gotta make
Nice moves there. And so we take a moment to be in gratitude for the offerings that we receive, that we receive, knowing that this helps us to continue our ministry, to spread the word throughout the world, and knowing that it is a symbol of love and prosperity for all. And we bless the prayers in the prayer box, knowing that before the question is even asked, the answer is here. We know that love and joy and light permeate every single prayer request. And as these prayers are sent to Silent Unity to be prayed for another 30 days, that is expanded, and that the highest and best outcome for every single request is here, now, present, and love is. And so it is. Amen. And now our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. And now our peace song.